Hello everyone, a good Erev Shabbos. Shabbat Chazon is a very loaded Shabbos for the Jewish people. The morning practices literally come to the very moment of candle lighting, and then for 25 hours we postpone our morning and go right back to it right after Shabbos, leading into Shavua, Shechal Bo Tisha B'Av, the week in which Tisha B'Av is commemorated. And this Haftorah is very harsh, therefore the majority of which is read in the mournful tune of Eicha. Amongst its very harsh verses is a verse that says, Gam ki tarbut tfilah eineni shomeya. Even if you daven and daven and daven, I'm not going to listen. And as this podcast is about davening, what does that mean? God told us to daven every day, at least once a day every day, according to the Rambam. Rabbinically, 3 times a day. So God isn't saying to us, you have to daven, and yet I'm not going to listen? I believe that the answer is that Yeshayahu is trying to tell us 2 things. Number 1, if your heart's not in it, it's meaningless. Davening, after all, is the work of the heart. And therefore, if your heart's not in it, if it's just something you check off your schedule, something you have to do every day, but your heart's not in it, it really means nothing to you. A minute later, they ask, what did you just do? And you have no idea. Then it's not davening. Davening is not an obligation to say certain words. Davening is the work of the heart via the siddur, via the text. But if the heart's not in it, it's really meaningless. But there's a second message, and I'd like to explain it very clearly. If your actions don't support what you daven for, then your davening is also worthless. If during davening you talk about God being a merciful God, and you yourself show no mercy, if during davening you talk about how important it is to be a Torah Jew, and yet when you see non-Torah Jews, you do nothing about it. You just look the other way. You say, let's close our eyes and hope for the best. Or, even worse, let's daven for them, quote unquote, but never do anything to support that davening. I believe Yeshayahu's words read very clearly. If you don't believe in it to the extent that you're going to do something about it, then why should God? And allow me to share one of the most beautiful Divrei Torah I've ever heard. The Lubavitcher Rebbe once, right before Hanukkah, said that thank God the Maccabim were Hasidim and not Litvakin. Very cute. Because Litvakin would have said, with due respect, there's not even enough oil for one day and most of the temple is defiled. Who's going to bother? But Hasidim, said the Rebbe, they do their part and they hope that God will do his part. I believe the Rebbe was right, and every Chassid and Litvak and everything in between should take it to heart. If we want our davening to be listened to, we have to support it in action. If not, there will be no action from above. Let's hope we reach that level. Shabbat Shalom.